स्वस्ति न इंद्रो वृद्धसरावाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तारक्षो अनिष्टानेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु रेखादशवा मारुताः पृश्निमाताराः शुभङ्गावानो विदधे भुजगमायाः अग्निजिह्वा मानवाः सूरचक्षसो विश्वेनो देवा अवसागमन्निह द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षग्नो शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोधधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वज्ञो शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि जतो जतः समीहसे ततो नो अभयं गुरु सन्नः कुरु प्रजाभ्यो भयन्नः पशुभ्यः शान्तिः 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 सुशान्तिर्भवतु सर्वारिष्टशान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेभ्यो नमो नमः।
और इस तरह से विश्व पुस्तक मेले का
धन्यवाद
उद्घाटन हुआ।
अत्यंत हर्ष का विषय है कि पुस्तकों का यह महाकुंभ जो 1972 से आरंभ हुआ था आज इस साल अपने 50 वर्ष पूर्ण कर रहा है। हम सभी जानते हैं कि प्रतिवर्ष नई दिल्ली विश्व पुस्तक मेला की एक विशेष थीम होती है। इस वर्ष जब पूरा भारत आज़ादी के 75 साल मना रहा है, इस पुस्तक मेला की थीम है आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव तथा इस वर्ष हमारी गेस्ट कंट्री है फ्रांस। हम अपना परम सौभाग्य समझते हैं कि आज उद्घाटन समारोह में हमारे बीच मुख्य अतिथि के रूप में उपस्थित हैं माननीय राज्य मंत्री विदेश मंत्रालय तथा शिक्षा मंत्रालय भारत सरकार श्री राजकुमार रंजन सिंह जी। हम आपका हार्दिक स्वागत करते हैं। मैं निवेदन करूंगी राष्ट्रीय पुस्तक न्यास के निदेशक श्री युवराज मलिक जी से कृपया माननीय मंत्री महोदय का स्वागत करें। जोरदार तालियों से अभिनंदन करते हैं। It is a matter of great honor for us to have as our esteemed guest the Honorable Ambassador of France to India, His Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Lenoir. May I request Director National Book Trust to welcome His Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Lenoir. कृपया सभी अपने स्थान पर बैठ जाएं और शांति बनाए रखें। जोरदार तालियों से हम फिर से स्वागत करते हैं आपका। We also have with us today President SME Mr. Vincent Montagnier. May I request Director NBT to kindly welcome Mr. Vincent Montagnier. Again, it's a matter of great honor for us to have with us as our guest author, the Nobel laureate, Miss Annie Ernaux. I once again request Director NBT to welcome Miss Annie Ernaux, Nobel laureate. सौभाग्यवश हमारे साथ मंचासीन हैं CMD ITPO श्री प्रदीप सिंह खरोला जी। मैं पुनः निवेदन करूंगी निदेशक राष्ट्रीय पुस्तक न्यास से कृपया श्री प्रदीप सिंह खरोला जी का स्वागत करें। साथ ही अतिथि के रूप में हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं संयुक्त सचिव शिक्षा मंत्रालय सुश्री सौम्या गुप्ता जी। मैं पुनः निवेदन करती हूँ निदेशक राष्ट्रीय पुस्तक न्यास से कृपया सुश्री सौम्या गुप्ता जी का स्वागत करें। धन्यवाद। और अब मैं विनम्र अनुरोध करती हूँ राष्ट्रीय पुस्तक न्यास के निदेशक श्री युवराज मलिक जी से कृपया सभी को संबोधित करें और स्वागत करें।
गुड आफ्टरनून, जय हिंद, नमस्कार।
NBT has been doing its mandates since 1957 for last 60 years to create book reading culture and promotion book reading. But this is a very special moment when we have so many special things happening out there. Let me put it on record. 50th edition is so special that it is happening when India is celebrating 75th year of independence. We are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. India is leading the world today as presidency of G20 nations. We are leading the world today as a presidency for SCO nations. This is the event after 2 years. This is mega infrastructure provided by us by the ITU in flawless manner, and I'm very proud that this world-class infrastructure is a venue for New Delhi World Book Fair, which will take our message to the whole world that we welcome you all to book fair. Now coming back to another point, we have very special moment also, because today we have on dais our French dignitaries, authors panel delegation to France is a guest of honor country. Let's welcome them with a big round of applause and tell them what India stands for, what hospitality stands for, what does world is one family. Today in compliance with the PM President Accord of 2018, India was very warmly and successfully hosted by my friends in Paris, just bang on the foothills of the Africa. It was a very successful presentation which we made, and today in 2023, after 1 year, we are hosting them as guest of honor, and they have put away a wonderful pavilion which every one of you must go and see. When I take the message of book and book readers, I personally believe that one book can change your life. One book can change your ideas, one book can change your value, and one can book transform your life like anything. साफ विद्या है वो लोग, जिसके पास विद्या है, जिसके पास ज्ञान है, उसी को भी मुक्ति मिलती है, और ज्ञान सिर्फ किताबों से मिलता है। और किताब इमॉर्टल है, and we are very proud that we are into the profession of immortal acts. We are immortal industry. Infrastructure will die, but books will never die, knowledge will never die. They are across. Books are published in nations and regions and regional languages. But content is global, and that is the era of globalization. And that's where these kind of events like festivals bring knowledge and books from all over the world on one platform, where you can go and choose the book of your choice, the book of your language and the content. Without taking much of time, I will just say, last, if you have my budget speech also, the government of India has shown a very simple concept to create libraries not only at district level, but at panchayat and ward level also, and budget announcement clearly showed that national digital library for children will be created for providing them the book in all languages and in e-format and other content for reading. It's a great opportunity for the publishing industry. We have introduced moral figures education reform during COVID era. We have a wonderful education policy which is purely, fundamentally has Indian ethos. It has international outlook. It is very, very interactive in its approach, very inclusive in its character, and going to be very, very impactful in its outcome. I am very convinced that NEP is not only a vision document of the Government of India and India to transform the education landscape, but also to provide endless opportunities to all the publishing industries all across the world to provide their content in all languages, because we are creating a foundation of multilingualism and education. We are liberating education to different corridors of languages. We have G20 being celebrated, India is hosting. I must welcome you to G20 pavilion put up by the G20 Secretariat in a beautiful manner. You must visit. Theme of the fair is Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Go visit the pavilion and understand the journey of India, how we have gone, how people have made contributions, and especially how books have been part of our freedom movement and revolutions. How they have been able to change the landscape and psyche of the nation. Without taking much of time, I will just say, let's promote book reading, stop giving bouquets, and let's give books. And the time has come when we should adopt a habit and say that holding a smart iPhone with a brand is not a status symbol. Status symbol is holding a book and reading in anywhere you are, or holding a book rack or a library in your hand should become a status symbol. Then we will make a better society. I can read the message of my Honorable Prime Minister, where citizens lead, country leads. If you want your country to lead, if you want your country to rise and lead the world, we must understand very clearly that we have to read and become responsible citizens. I just want to put, and we are expecting our Honorable Minister also on the dais today, but last minute he has unavoidable commitments. But sooner or later, he has been the force behind the scaling of this event. He has been the man who has ensured that we extend and give the world-class setup and audience a very holistic experience to the world of book. The entire energy, motivation, unconditional support to the entire publishing ecosystem, which you can make out, and that is the only reason if those who have attended in 2017-18 can make out the scale has almost doubled. 2,000 stores with 1,000 publishers in different capacities. We are opening gates for New Delhi Rights Table also. You are all welcome. In the end, I just request, appeal to you all, take this message to all. Please come and visit. See the beautiful world of books. It can transform your life. I request my fraternity for media, the success of this book fair to reach to this pedestal of 50 years continuously is quite attributable to you. You have been a great force multiplier to make it a success. Today, take this message and inspire people to come and see this world, and that's what the message is. Without taking much of time, I just say, welcome to India, my country, as guest of honor, all delegates from France, and do visit, enjoy this 9 days of festivity. You have books, book discussion, literary session, cultural session, a complete immersive experience, and we want you to go back, feel happy, educated, empowered, enabled, and a stronger citizen of this country. There's no joy better than reading, and there's no more powerful thing than knowledge. Taking the message from the Prime Minister, I just conclude myself, and thank you so much. Jai Hind!
जय हिंद।
धन्यवाद महोदय। और अब मैं
युवराज
विनम्र
मलिक जी जो
अनुरोध करती
डायरेक्टर
हूं
हैं नेशनल बुक ट्रस्ट के,
CMT
उनका ये
ITPO
संबोधन हुआ।
श्री प्रदीप सिंह खरोला जी से कृपया पधारें और सभी को संबोधित करें।
इंडिया ट्रेड प्रमोशन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के CMD प्रदीप सिंह खैरोला जी अब संबोधन देने जा रहे हैं।
आज यहाँ पे उपस्थित आप सभी को मेरी ओर से और ITPO की ओर से बहुत ही विनम्र नमस्कार, स्वागत और बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन। Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of ITPO, let me extend a very warm welcome to all of you who have gathered today here to make this grand event a big success. Seated on the dais, Honorable Minister of State for Education, Shri Rajkumar Ranjan ji, Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Lenay, Honorable Ambassador of France to India, Mr. Vincent Montagné, President Syndicate National France, Nobel Laureate Madame Annie Ernaux, Shri Yuvraj Malik, my dear friend as well as Chairman National Book Trust, all my dear friends and officers who are present here, participants from India and abroad, friends from the media, as well as my dear students. Being the host, let me once again have the privilege of welcoming the Honorable Minister of State, Shri Rajkumar Ranjanji, who has kindly consented to inaugurate the New Delhi World Book Fair 2023 at Pragati Maidan. This book fair, organized by the National Book Trust and the ITPO, is a prestigious event not only for NBT but also for ITPO. It is our proud privilege that we are hosting this event, and I have offered to Mr. Yuvraj Malik that next year the entire Pragati Maidan should be booked for this grand event, and I am sure with the active effort of NBT and the active participation of all those visitors over here, this next time definitely the size of this World Book Fair would double. I am happy to note that this time the theme of the event is Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and this is being done to bring forth and highlight the achievements and accomplishments of our country post-independence, and at the same time pay tributes to our great freedom fighters who gave us freedom, and today we are greatly grateful to all of them. I would like to acknowledge the hard work and commitment of the officers and staff of NBT and also ITPO who have worked day and night to make this grand event. We hope to foster more partnerships, improve business interactions and joint ventures in our bid to become the world's preferred destination in the publishing sector. I am sure this edition of fair will be of immense value for the National Book Trust. And also on behalf of Team ITPO, I wish the wholehearted success to NBTO and good business to all the participants. E-books are today emerging as a big challenge, as also a big opportunity. Definitely, e-books cannot be considered a substitute for the physical books even today. But with a huge population, with very high literacy and literacy increasing very fast, India offers a huge opportunity for the print as well as e-books, and I'm sure that in the coming years, books will become the leading media for spread of knowledge and wisdom in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, books are source of learning for all human beings from time immemorial. It is self-evident that human development cannot stand without learning, and without books there cannot be any learning. The joy of reading books cannot be described in words. It instills peace inside us, makes us relaxed, and triggers a fresh and positive attitude towards life. Books are essential for empowering constructive and creative forces, as well as these are effective tools for preserving and spreading knowledge and wisdom. ITPO has provided good logistic support, and extensive efforts have been made by all the organizers to make this event a grand success. I place on record my gratitude to all the stakeholders who have come forward and participated in this event. I wish all the participants all the success and hope in future also we will be organizing this event in a much bigger way. With these few words, once again I thank all the participants and wish all the participants all the best and all success. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. May I now request President SNE, Mr. Vincent Montagnier, to kindly address the gathering.
Mr. Minister of Education, Mr. Director of National Book Trust, dear Yuvraj, Monsieur l'Ambassadeur de France, cher Emmanuel Benin, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Yuvraj, for your kind introduction, and let me say some words in French. Nous sommes heureux d'être invités ici et je vous remercie du honneur que vous me faites en me donnant la parole. Vous le savez, nous avons accueilli en France l'Inde au Festival du Livre de Paris en avril dernier. Nous étions venus en 2018 avec le président de la République, M. Emmanuel Macron, pour porter cette invitation de l'Inde à Paris. Et malgré les différents reports dus au Covid, nous avons pu le réaliser en 2022 et beaucoup d'éditeurs, d'auteurs et de personnalités indiennes sont venus à Paris. Et ces rencontres parisiennes nous ont permis de découvrir une variété immense de textes, de contes, d'épopées, de poésie et de théâtre. Donc merci de nous accueillir ici comme pays invité d'honneur à la fois, et j'espère à votre tour que vous ferez des découvertes de la littérature française. La grande autrice Annie Ernaux, qui est présente ici parmi nous, et c'est une chance qu'elle soit là, elle a été récompensée, vous le savez, en décembre 2022 par le prix Nobel de littérature, et son œuvre est à cette occasion rééditée dans de nombreux pays et découverte donc par des nouvelles générations de lecteurs. Alors au-delà de cette inauguration, je vous invite à venir l'écouter au pavillon international, mais également à regarder l'adaptation cinématographique de son roman L'événement, récompensé par le prestigieux Lion d'Or à Venise, et il sera présenté demain à Delhi. Je remercie tous les auteurs, éditeurs et éditrices de la délégation française qui ont accepté de participer à cette aventure collective, et j'espère que les échanges seront intenses. Je voudrais vous dire que pour le syndicat national de l'édition, et par expérience, ce ne sont pas seulement une série de rencontres sans lendemain. Ces échanges entre les communautés professionnelles font naître de nouvelles coopérations. Il faut donc être créatif, inventif, car nos marchés sont très différents, très complexes, mais avec une volonté commune, promouvoir les cultures réciproques de chacun des pays, et donc les auteurs et leurs livres. Je voudrais insister sur tous les maillons de cette chaîne qui font qu'un livre atterrit entre les mains d'un lecteur. Les auteurs, les autrices, les dessinateurs, les traducteurs, les éditeurs, les distributeurs, les libraires. Alors tous ces rendez-vous nous permettront de lancer des projets dans nos pays respectifs. Le livre n'est pas un produit comme les autres, c'est un bien commun qui permet une meilleure compréhension des cultures. Et dans un monde qui connaît de multiples crises, félicitons-nous des efforts réalisés pour permettre la liberté d'expression et de publication. Et je conclurai par ce proverbe indien qui nous dit, à l'aube de cette foire du livre, si j'ose dire, toutes les fleurs de demain sont les graines d'aujourd'hui. Je vous remercie.
Thank you. His Excellency, Mr. Ambassador Emmanuel Lena, the Director of National Book Trust, Yuvraj Malikji, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. We are celebrating here today the inaugural session of the National Book Fair in Delhi, and I thank you for the honor that you have given to France and to me to express myself here. As you know, we welcomed India to the book festival in April last year, and to respond to this invitation, which was given in 2018 by our President of Republic, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, despite all the difficulties caused by COVID, you came to Paris with almost 30 authors and various editors and different great Indian personalities. These meetings in Paris allowed us to discover a variety of themes, stories, sacred texts, poetry and theatre. Thank you so much for welcoming us this year as the country who's the guest of honor for New Delhi Book Fair, and I hope you also will be discovering a lot of things that France has to present. We have the honor to have the presence of Annie Ernaux, the great author amongst us, who received in December 2022 the Nobel Prize for Literature, and her work has been republished in several countries and has been discovered by different generations of different readers. I would like you to come and be a part of a conference that will happen here, and I also would like to encourage you to watch a film, the cinematographic adaptation of a book in French, L'événement, in French, The Happening, which also received the prestigious Lion d'Or, the award which is translated as the Golden Lion in Venice. and the film would be presented in Delhi tomorrow. I would like to thank also at the same time all the authors, editors, French delegation who accepted to participate in this collective adventure. I hope that the exchanges that we'll have here will be intense and will nourish us and nourish our thought processes. I would also like to add to this that this market that we're working with is a complex market, and I'm sure that the exchanges that we have with these different professional communities would lead to new cooperations. We need to be creative and inventive because of the challenges, but I'm sure, and I can see in front of me, that there is a common will, a willingness to promote authors and their books. I would once again like to underline the importance of all the linkages in this chain, be it authors, illustrators, translators, editors, distributors, or bookstores. The meetings and the exchanges that will happen during the book fair, I'm very sure that would allow us to launch new projects in our respective countries. Book, unlike any other object, is a common good that belongs to everyone, and it allows for better understanding of various cultures. In a world which is going through several crises, we need to understand and we need to felicitate ourselves for the efforts we are making in this direction in promoting books and publications. And I would like to conclude with a citation. It's a proverb. All the flowers of tomorrow are the seeds of today, and we are sowing these seeds together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Nobel laureate from France, Miss Annie Arnaud, to kindly address our gathering. Miss Annie Arnaud.
Je remercie vivement les organisateurs indiens NBT, Monsieur l'ambassadeur de France Emmanuel Lenain, et le service culturel de l'ambassade de m'avoir invité à la Foire internationale du livre de New Delhi. Être ici pour la première fois en Inde est un rêve d'enfant réalisé, rêve qui avait été suscité par un livre d'un auteur bien oublié, Francis de Croisset, sur son séjour en Inde en 1930. Nous avons fait un beau voyage. L'Inde qui m'accueille aujourd'hui a conservé les richesses artistiques et tout ce qui exerçait une fascination sur les écrivains français depuis le XVIIIe siècle. Je cite Lamartine, l'Inde est la clé de tout. Mais c'est le grand pays moderne, indépendant, radicalement transformé depuis l'indépendance que je veux rencontrer. Celui que, par exemple, est présent dans les romans d'Arundhati Roy, loin de tout exotisme, connaître la forme que prennent dans la société indienne les questions de la justice et de l'égalité, et également celle de l'hégémonie masculine mondiale. C'est de la même façon que j'ai commencé que je vais terminer ce très bref discours en évoquant un écrivain qui a été passionné par l'Inde, André Malraux, qui écrivait « L'évidence fondamentale de l'Inde est l'infini de la vie dans l'infini du temps. La littérature, ici célébrée, contribue à éclairer et changer nos vies. Vive l'Inde !»
I would like to thank I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to the organizers of National Book Trust, His Excellency the Ambassador Mr. Emmanuel Leonard, Culture Department of the French Embassy for inviting me here to International Book Fair in New Delhi. To be here for the first time in India is a childhood dream coming true. A dream instilled in me by a book and a forgotten author, Francis de Croisset, a book about his stay in India in 1930. The title was Nous avons fait un bon voyage, we had a good travel, roughly translated. This country, India, which is hosting me today, has preserved artistic richness of all that has fascinated French authors since 18th century. Lamartine said, India has the key to everything. But this great, modern and independent country which has radically transformed since independence is the one which is really interesting for me here. I wish to see this India, the one present in the novels of Arundhati Roy. Far from any sort of exotism, allowing to see the forms that can take the issues linked to justice, equality, and global male hegemony that can take place in Indian society. I would end this speech the way I started it, by mentioning an author who was a great passionate about India, André Malraux, who said, and the translation is more or less roughly done, the fundamental reality of India is the infinite life in the infinity of time. The literature celebrated here continues to enlighten and change our lives. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much for your address, ma'am. May I now request Honorable Ambassador of France to India, His Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Leonard, to kindly address the gathering.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Bonjour. Mr. Secretary of State for Education, Mr. Chairman NBT, Mr. Director NBT, Mr. Chairman and MD India Trade Promotion, and dear writers, publishers, and dear French delegation. I'm very impressed. First time in my life that I just speak after a Nobel Prize. We're particularly delighted today. Ms. Ernaud has done a trip to Delhi, and I don't know if you know that France, with 16 laureates, is the country which received the largest number of Nobel Prizes in the world. And since he arrived, Ms. Ernaud has already attracted a lot of attention, and you can see that her books in the bookstores all over India are translated in many languages: Hindi, obviously, English, Tamil, Malayalam, Marathi, and I hope many other languages. And that is very important because one thing we very much respect about your country is diversity. And one thing we very much value also across the world is plurilingualism. It is very important, and my country promotes that everywhere. Thank you very much to the Indian authorities, to Book Trust, for organizing this event. We're very proud, very honored to be the guest of honor this year. Last year, as you said in April, we were very happy to have India just in front of the Eiffel Tower as a guest of honor for Book Fair. And it was a great success. very important because we feel that our two countries have a lot in common. Mr. Arnaud has just mentioned again what our two countries have in common through their history, their taste for independence, and obviously the importance of books and literature is major. You may know that in France you have more than 10,000 publishers and that every year roughly 70,000 new titles are published. For a country of less than 70 million, it's quite an achievement and gives an idea of how important books are in France. And we're particularly happy because we know that these books find their way also to India, and that every year, thanks to the good work of the publishers, thanks to the good support they get from our French Institute, French also the good work they get from Indian publishers and support, more than 40 titles from France are published from French to English, to Hindi, to Tamil, again to Malayalam, Bengali, Marathi, and other languages. And this also is a great achievement, and I hope that this fair will also help to get some new authors, new books translated to these different languages. Last thing, I sincerely hope that all of you will get the occasion to visit our pavilion at this fair. We try to recreate this unique blend for those of you who have been to Paris and other cities in France, where you have this very dense network of bookshops. France, we have roughly 20,000 bookshops. And where you can meet authors, when you can discuss newly read books over a coffee, and when you can also discover new titles and get new ideas for your readings. You will see, if you visit our pavilion, you will feel that it's a combination of a French cafe and a bookstore, and that's really what we wanted to achieve. Thank you.
We are grateful for your address, sir. Thank you very much. माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के मार्गदर्शन में उनके विजन से भारत सरकार द्वारा 30 वर्ष से कम आयु के बहुमुखी व उभरते युवा लेखकों को बढ़ावा देने और भारतीय लेखन को विश्व स्तर पर प्रस्तुत करने के उद्देश्य से प्रशिक्षित करने की परिकल्पना के आधार पर प्रधानमंत्री युवा योजना चलाई गई। इसके लिए नोडल एजेंसी के रूप में नेशनल बुक ट्रस्ट ने एक अखिल भारतीय प्रतियोगिता आयोजित की, जो उन अनसंग हीरोज या नायकों पर केंद्रित थी जिनका नेशनल मूवमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में विशेष योगदान रहा। नेशनल बुक ट्रस्ट द्वारा चयनित युवा लेखकों की 75 पुस्तकें 22 आधिकारिक भारतीय भाषाओं तथा अंग्रेजी में छापी गई हैं। और बहुत हर्ष की बात है कि ये सभी युवा लेखक हमारे बीच आज उपस्थित भी हैं। उनके लिए जोरदार तालियां बजा दीजिए और जहां बैठे जरा एक बार अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं। सभी युवा लेखक जिनकी कृतियों को एनबीटी के द्वारा युवा स्कीम के अंतर्गत छापा गया, रिलीज किया गया, बैठ जाइए। धन्यवाद। इसके साथ ही इंडिया एक्ट 75 की पुस्तकों का भी आज माननीय मंत्री महोदय के कर कमलों द्वारा विमोचन किया जाएगा। भारत की आज़ादी के 75 वर्ष पूर्ण होने के उपलक्ष्य में राष्ट्रीय पुस्तक न्यास ने भारत सरकार के कार्यक्रम आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव के तहत युवा और सामान्य पाठकों के लिए एक नई प्रकाशन श्रृंखला इंडिया एक्ट 75 लॉन्च की है। इस श्रृंखला के तहत प्रकाशित की गई पुस्तकें भारत की महत्वपूर्ण और अद्भुत यात्रा को दर्शाएंगी, साथ ही स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों, प्रमुख उपलब्धि हासिल करने वाले व्यक्तियों और आधुनिक भारत को आकार देने वाली घटनाओं तथा विषयों पर भी किताबें विकसित की जा रही हैं। ये 25 पुस्तकें इंडिया एक्ट 75 के अंतर्गत तथा 75 पुस्तकें युवा स्कीम के अंतर्गत कुल 100 पुस्तकें हैं जो माननीय मंत्री महोदय जी के कर कमलों द्वारा विमोचित की जा रही हैं। इनका अनावरण किया जा रहा है। जोरदार तालियां इन सभी पुस्तकों के लिए, इनके लेखकों के लिए, एनबीटी के लिए।